as considered the marketing savior for the sport.
So many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out.
While Caitlin Clark earns just $76,000 with Indiana, a European team has offered her millions. This is more than a deal, this is a statement. A message to the WNBA. You failed your biggest star.
It's physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
After the now infamous eye poke, Caitlin wasn't defended. She was mocked by her own teammate. Nalissa Smith was caught laughing with her girlfriend, Carrington, the very player who poked Clark in the eye.
The reality, it wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as Cheryl Swoops, who had her own signature shoe, had to deal with Nike and all of this other stuff. But the bottom line is, very few people gave a damn.
Diana Taurasi warned her. A'ja Wilson ignored her. Now, top WNBA players are openly furious over Clark's massive European contract because they never got that chance. Even MVPs like Wilson feel sidelined.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. You did.
I did not poke you.
Did you do it on purpose?
I did not poke you in the eye.
You did it on purpose.
Instead of supporting the rookie carrying the league, the Fever posted Nalissa Smith highlights days after the incident. Not a word for Clark. No apology. No protection. Just silence.
They're like, well, hold on, man. This woman is booed up with the girl that poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. They're making videos making fun of Caitlin Clark in the eye poke. What is the Indiana Fever doing?
Caitlin's deal overseas is historic. It's the same path legends like Diana Taurasi and Breanna Stewart once took, but Clark's contract is bigger. And this time, fans will follow.
I wonder if Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
She sold out every arena. She broke records. She led the league in assists, three-pointers, and fan attendance. Yet the league still let her be bullied on and off the court.
And it wasn't to the degree of Caitlin Clark being on that basketball court and people watching her, but nevertheless, rising tide lifts all.
Dejonae Carrington isn't hiding her resentment. This isn't just a feud, it's personal. Caitlin represents what they couldn't be: universally loved, massively endorsed, and globally relevant. Analyst: Carrington's behavior is disgusting. This isn't basketball, it's bitterness.
A lot of people that laid the groundwork that deserve shine as well. Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
We don't have Andrea.
Remember, you got
we don't have any of the women, Chanae. They'll come back on. We'll revisit this conversation.
If Caitlin leaves, it's not just a transfer, it's a collapse. Without her, the ratings crash. The arena's empty. And the WNBA is forced to answer for turning its biggest star into a villain.
The reason 12 million people are watching ESPN for a game, if that game was on CBS, they probably would have had 25, 30 million people watching that game.
So ask yourself, would you stay in a league where your teammates mock your injury and your rivals celebrate your pain? Caitlin Clark has a decision to make, and this league may never recover from it.
I would even know her name, Nalissa Smith, if she played on any of the other 11 teams. She was the second overall pick 2 or 3 years ago in the WNBA draft. Decent player, but no one would know. She played with Caitlin Clark. People know her name. She has no gratitude. She has no respect. She can't tell her girlfriend, hey, we ain't doing.
She sold out arenas. She broke viewership records. She saved the WNBA from irrelevance. But now she's leaving. And the players? They're furious. Mockery. Betrayal. Pure jealousy. Caitlin Clark's record-breaking European contract has exposed the darkest side of the WNBA, and it might just destroy the league.
The most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, It wasn't nearly as popular. It doesn't mean it wasn't growing in popularity over the last 2 to 3 years. But 3 years ago, WNBA was an afterthought.
While the WNBA pays Caitlyn just over $76,000, a European powerhouse has reportedly offered her a multi-million-dollar deal, a contract even MVPs like Aya Wilson never received.
Why?
Because Caitlyn delivers what others couldn't.
Fans.
Ratings. Money.
Thing above board. It doesn't matter what Nylisa Smith does. She can go out and mock our meal ticket, the best player in the league, the person that's making us all.
After Clark was deliberately poked in the eye, her teammate Nylisa Smith didn't defend her. Instead, she was seen laughing in a TikTok with the same player who injured Caitlyn. The caption? Did you do it on purpose?
It's been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlyn's being used as a pawn. Caitlyn didn't bring this into the WNBA. This has been.
Top WNBA veterans like Aya Wilson and Diana Taurasi have made not-so-subtle jabs at Clark's stardom.
Why?
Because Clark got in 1 year what they didn't in 10: global attention and financial power.
All of those who think it's funny, could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlyn Clark, two white girls, made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre? It's the truth.
Indiana Fever didn't defend their star. Instead, they posted season highlights for the same player mocking her injury. No apology, no leadership, no loyalty.
All I gotta say is she's lucky this UConn team isn't healthy. And that's a true statement.
That's wrong, Molly.
Monica?
That's wrong, Molly. Molly,
like
it's excuses.
5 top players,
it's excuses,
am I right?
Molly. It's excuses.
Major injury.
You would not be saying that if it wasn't UConn.
Major stars not playing.
Listen, excuse me,
go.
it's her against Caitlyn Clark.
Stephen A.
Ain't no excuses.
Stephen
you
A.
got there.
Wait
Don't want to hear that now.
Stephen A.
Let me tell you, if George Brown gets back in the mix, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm just telling you that now.
What?
If Paige Beckerson basically missed 2 seasons, I don't know if we'd be talking about Caitlyn Clark the way we are now.
Critics like Jemel Hill say Clark's stardom is about being white in a black league. But the numbers don't lie. She's bringing in millions of viewers, and the jealousy is boiling over.
A lot of this noise came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, well, you giving her all this credit. What about the women that came before her? What the women came before her, what they did cannot be taken away. That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlyn.
In Europe, she'll earn 10x more. No mockery, no racial politics, just pure basketball and adoration from the fans. A league that actually protects its stars.
When they got eliminated from the playoffs, the attendance dropped, the ratings dropped. If the WNBA is more, it is, and I get it. Why aren't people watching?
The resentment, the silence, the betrayal, it all has consequences. If Clark walks away, the WNBA won't just lose a player. They'll lose the entire audience she brought with her. And once that door to Europe opens, other stars will follow.
And that have been calling for the equality, and now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill, or what? I can't stand her.
Yeah.
You got these women who are coming on here and they're saying it's because she.
I don't want to have to deal with what everybody else has to deal with over Twitter. We're special. We're tall women who occasionally make layups. That makes us special, and we deserve a special level of treatment.
Caitlyn Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now. Immediately, absolutely.
In a stunning twist that has sent shockwaves throughout the entire WNBA, Caitlyn Clark, already one of the most polarizing and talked about figures in women's basketball, has reportedly signed a record-breaking overseas contract with a top-tier European team, setting off a firestorm of outrage, jealousy, and bitter commentary from fellow WNBA players who feel blindsided, overlooked, and in some cases, outright disrespected. Clark, who took the sports world by storm with her NCAA scoring dominance, incredible court vision, and magnetic fan following, has now become the face of a massive shift in women's professional basketball, one that exposes the uncomfortable truths behind the league's internal politics, pay disparities, and cultural divisions. The news of Caitlyn Clark's groundbreaking European deal not only confirmed what many had feared, that the WNBA might lose its biggest star to foreign leagues, but also ignited fierce backlash from veteran players who believe they deserve the same spotlight, opportunities, and compensation that Clark is receiving. At the heart of the controversy is the fact that Clark, a rookie, has been offered more money and better treatment abroad than some of the most seasoned WNBA players who have given years to the league without receiving the same kind of recognition or financial reward. Names like Aya Wilson, Angel Reese, and Chindi Carter have all been mentioned in the swirling debate, either for their thinly veiled criticisms of Clark or their perceived silence in the face of growing tensions. The outrage isn't just about the money. It's about respect, legacy, and the perception that Clark is being elevated not necessarily for her basketball resume, but because of her race, marketability, and mainstream appeal. Critics argue that her rapid ascent is a slap in the face to Black women who have built the league from the ground up, only to be overshadowed now that a young white player is dominating headlines, merchandise sales, and fan engagement. The issue has torn open a deep rift among players, fans, and analysts, with some praising Clark as a once-in-a-generation talent deserving of global stardom, and others accusing her of benefiting from favoritism, media bias, and even league-level protectionism. The situation escalated dramatically when viral footage emerged of Indiana Fever teammates Nalissa Smith and Dee Dee Richards laughing in the locker room about Clark's now infamous eye poke incident, an on-court altercation involving Chindi Carter that led to widespread calls for a suspension, but ultimately ended in nothing more than media chaos and fan division. Instead of defending Clark, her teammates were seen mocking her, making TikTok-style skits about the injury and treating the incident as a joke. Many fans viewed this as a betrayal, not just of Clark, but of the ideals of sportsmanship and solidarity in professional athletics. It didn't help that the Indiana Fever's official account later posted Nalissa Smith's highlights, completely ignoring Clark's role in building the team's popularity and national profile. For Caitlin, it was another painful reminder that her presence in the league is not universally welcomed. Despite being the biggest draw in the WNBA by far, Clark is facing resistance not only from opposing teams but from within her own locker room, where resentment is reportedly boiling over. Some insiders have suggested that the culture around Clark is becoming toxic, with certain players resenting the constant media attention she receives, the private security detail assigned to her at every game, and the fact that she is being treated as the league's savior while others, many of them Black, feel like their years of hard work are being erased. And yet, the numbers don't lie. Clark's games have drawn more viewers than any other in WNBA history. Tickets for her appearances have sold out faster than any other rookie in recent memory, and her merchandise flies off shelves at record pace. From a business standpoint, Clark is the dream player. Young, charismatic, endlessly marketable, and beloved by Middle America. But her success has become a lightning rod for race-based commentary and tension. Former ESPN host Jemele Hill went as far as to suggest that Clark's popularity is because she's white, sparking a national debate about racial favoritism in sports media. Others, like Stephen A. Smith, pushed back, insisting that Clark's talent is undeniable and that the league would be foolish not to capitalize on her stardom. Still, the deeper question remains: if the WNBA can't support and protect its most visible star, what message does that send to the rest of the world? Clark's European contract has been rumored to be worth over $1.5 million, nearly 10 times the WNBA's rookie salary cap, and includes luxurious accommodations, a personal trainer, and a media team dedicated to building her international brand. In Europe, star players are treated like royalty, and Clark's new team reportedly plans to make her the centerpiece of their championship campaign. For Clark, this isn't just a paycheck, it's validation. It's a chance to play in an environment where her skills are respected, her safety is prioritized, and her brand is cultivated instead of attacked. Her fans see this as a necessary escape from a league that has failed her, one that lets players mock her on social media, downplay her injuries, and refuse to acknowledge the role she's played in resurrecting interest in women's basketball. Others warn that her departure could be the beginning of the end for the WNBA's upward trajectory. If Clark walks, what stops other top-tier talent from following her path? Already, Murmurs have emerged that more U.S. players are eyeing European contracts, especially as foreign leagues begin offering bigger deals, better benefits, and more respect. What was once unthinkable, a WNBA without its marquee name, is now a frightening possibility. And if Clark leaves, it's unclear whether the league can sustain its momentum. Just months ago, she was seen as the future, the bridge between college greatness and professional dominance. Now, she's on the verge of leaving and taking millions of potential fans with her. The WNBA's failure to control the narrative, to rally behind Clark when she needed them most, and to discipline players who actively mocked her, has created a self-inflicted crisis. Instead of unity, there's division. Instead of growth, there's regression. And all of it comes back to the question, what does the WNBA really want? A league built on empowerment and equality, or a playground where petty rivalries and resentment are allowed to fester unchecked? Caitlin Clark's record-breaking Europe contract isn't just a sports headline. It's a seismic moment that could redefine the future of the league, the perception of its players, and the direction of women's sports for a generation to come.